All right. Hey, Kato, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. All right. So, what we have here is a sealed roll of what is supposed to be, anyway, 1983 Libertads, original bank wrapped. And I am excited to see just what this bad boy looks like. So, let's do this. Let me get my camera set up just right here. Hang on. All right, now, let's see. I want to come in. Is that too much? No, that's probably about right. Okay, so let me grab a little cutter here and let's carefully cut our way through this. All right. Wow. Okay, well, there is some very good news. What we have here is not only a 1983 Libertad, but boy, that one looks pretty good. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to try to very carefully and delicately get these out of here. Ah, I managed. Whoop, one left. I managed to pull that off. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is this. We're going to break this into two stacks because I do not want to knock them all over. So we now start with the first coin that was on the top, and then we will go in order. So, all right, you know what? Time out. This is what we need to do. That needs to go back over there. This is gonna stop. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, that makes all the difference right there. In fact, I can do you one better. Hold on, we'll take the turntable off completely. I can then show you the whole coin at one time. Just grade the roll. Yeah, exactly, right? Okay, so looking at this one a little more closely, I will say there are a couple of specks up there above the head. I'm not seeing a great deal of other issues here. Let me get the light better on this because that makes all the difference. All right. So now let it focus. There you go. Other than that very small stuff right there above her head, I'm not really seeing. Well, okay, there's a couple of things right there by the wing. Again, very small, very thin little hairlines. Another small little thing on the mountain down there. Couple of hits above the three. Overall, not a bad look for the second year Libertad. And the reverse, yeah, we got a little bit going on above the head right there. And right there above the snake, there's another little ding. And underneath the wreath at the bottom. But man, that is otherwise a pretty clean coin. Yeah, that one little ding above the snake is a little bit deeper. But all right, I'm not unhappy with that coin. And more than anything, since I had to buy it on faith that it was actually a roll of 1983s, I'm thrilled to see that we have a 1983. So let's do this. Hang on. All right, that will work. So what I will do is this. Um, all right, I don't think I can start these at $1, gang. I'm sorry. But I've really got to start these at like, whoops, 45. And let me show you why. Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. So, all right, that's good. Now, before I even start the auction, it is important to know exactly, Cottleman. The minted on the 1983, okay, which is the second year Libertad, is even lower than the first year. 1,001,768. Now, that is nothing in numismatic terms, as you know. Some of our older coins have mintages higher than that. So when you're looking at a 1983 Libertad, you're already looking at a low mintage coin. Now, let's take a look at what Gray Sheet says on these. All right. So, all right, there you go. So in the OGP, which is basically just, a raw coin, they have it with an up arrow at $65. Hang on, I can get a little better than that. There we go. Now, if you get one that manages to grade a 67, $110, 68, $195, you get the Grail, you get that MS69, you're looking at a $1,900 coin on the retail gray sheet. Okay. So that's why, unfortunately, I can't start these at $1. But what you can see is that, yes, this one has a couple of dings, but is clearly an uncirculated coin with beautiful luster. Might not grade a 69, but it might grade a 65. I don't know if I would grade this one in particular, but again, just having a coin, with a mintage just over 1 million, not everybody can say they've got one of those in this nice a condition. All right, let's go ahead and start this bad boy. Here we go. And we'll go 20 seconds. All right, we are live. Danielle, thank you. All right. Thank you, Daniel. Let's do the next one. Let's see what this one looks like. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's put this little girl under the scope, shall we? All right, so we've got a little bit of scruffiness going on at the top there. And on closer inspection, I'm not really seeing a whole lot else that I don't like. But check this out. Oh, you think that's something, Kato? You weren't here this afternoon or this morning. Not only can I do that view, I can bring this bad boy all the way down like this and then watch it autofocus itself. Thank you very much. So that I can literally come in and manually twist it through the light so that you can see there are some very small little things going on there. All right, there's one right next to the one. It's a little bit bigger. But otherwise, that's looking pretty decent. Now, if you're under 18 years old, I'm going to have to ask you to shield your eyes because we're about to get a little bit erotic here. But now you really get a nice view of the surface. That's right. It's okay if it's art. And damn it, this is art. These are just beautiful coins. I'm sorry. Look at that. And that's actually a pretty decent strike on the face, too. And las tetas are almost completely formed. Look at that. Very small neck on the right side, but, well, her right side, our left. But now, who's with me and absolutely in love with my new microscope? I mean, look at what I can do with this thing. It's just stupid sick how nice this particular microscope is and what I'm able to do with it. And what's really stupid is as much as I am in love with what I can do connected to my computer like this and feeding it out live on my internet stream, when I am not on the computer, this particular microscope has some just absolutely stunning features. It's literally remote controlled. I've got a nice little remote where I can take a photo, I can start a video, um, I can zoom in or out. The zoom on this thing. Now you saw. Here, let me show you. I mean, I'll get as close as I can. Look at this. It's just stupid. I can get down so close that it's just ridiculous, and you almost don't even know what you're looking at. I mean, look at that. Seriously? But when I'm not connected to the computer, I can do that via remote and just zoom in to the middle to such a degree that it's stupid. Hey, John, thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. Welcome in, everybody. I am showing off this beautiful little 1983 Libertad that came out of a roll. We're on the second coin of the roll, so we've got quite a few more to go. Um, but what I am showing is the capability of my microscope so that I can literally show you down to just exquisite detail what I am offering up. And you can draw your own conclusions as far as condition and value and what you think you might want to do with it. Because unlike some people on the platform, I am not here to try to hype things up. I'm not here to beat you over the head and yell at you or make you feel guilty. I'm here to show off beautiful coins, give you a wonderfully detailed, up close and personal view of it so that you can determine if it's even a coin you're interested in, let alone one you want to bid on. Now, I'm looking at this. Let's do this, guys. Let's throw my tech to the next level, shall we? Because what I can also do is this. I can throw this sucker right on the turntable to the point where you are literally able to see it from every angle. And whoop, there's a thing I missed right there above the X. Okay, so there's a small little ding mark right there that I missed. Little thing down at the bottom by the wreath. All right, otherwise that's looking fairly good to me. Hang on, get in the center. All right, now, one second. Let me square this up where it needs to be so I don't keep having this problem. There we go. All right, now, that is what the obverse looks like. Or, I'm sorry, the reverse. This is the reverse of this coin. Now, I know there was a little bit, yeah, there's a little bit of haze up there above her head, a little bit left of the one there, but otherwise, not a bad looking coin. So, again, mintage 1,001,768, second year Libertad. All right, here we go. We are live. Hey, Justo, how you doing, buddy? You haven't missed much. I've got the second coin from the roll that is up right now. All right, tell you what I'll do, guys. I'm gonna take a chance. Let's see how bad I regret it. I'll do this one at a buck and go. We're live. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Georgia, how are you, my friend? Welcome back. Thank you. Yeah, I really love these early Libertad rules because they're just, I don't know, there's just something about the earlier coins that to me is special. The newer ones are also really nice, don't misunderstand me, but they just don't have the charm of a coin like this. Oh, God. Oh boy. Okay, the next one I am almost afraid to look at. I caught a glimpse of that. And this one has a little bit of why I'm almost panting over here. This one has some beautiful little edge toning going on. Look at that. All right, now surface wise, it doesn't look too bad. A little bit above the one, maybe a couple of small things above the head. All right, is that a little pit on the one there? All right, there's only one way we can find out for sure. Let's do this the right way. Why am I even fighting it? In fact, let's go straight to the microscope. And there you go. That's exactly why I need the microscope, because I missed that right there, looking at it on the other camera. And let's see what else I might have missed. Yeah, there's a little bit of fuzz up there above the one. That's what I thought. Okay. Wow, otherwise I'm not seeing much. That's a pretty damn clean coin, actually. And what I was seeing, it's hard to see it on the microscope, but if you can see it right down here, there is just the beginning hint of some golden toning. And the same thing over here that is beginning to look just really beautiful. It's not fully bloomed yet, but it looks like it wants to. All right, so the obverse of this one, oh my, that, whew. All right, am I missing something on any? Where are the defects on that? All right, just a couple of very small hits above the head. Maybe right next to the snake in its mouth. I do have other 85s wood. Give me a second. Right now, the highlight is this roll of 83s, but I'm going through this coin. Wow, this looks nice, gang. I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot wrong on the on the obverse of that, on the reverse of that coin. Sorry, the obverse. This is the reverse. And the only thing I'm really seeing that I don't like is that one little speck right there. And there is just that other little part of fuzziness right there above the one. So I don't know, gang. What do you think that would grade at? I mean, it's obviously not a 70, it's not a 69, but that could easily be a 65, maybe a 66. Yeah, maybe even a 67. I agree. Depends on how bad they think that one little nick is right there. But whoops, not that one. That one. All right, here's what I'll do. I will take a chance and I will edit this. So we will start these at $1. All right. So now I can just start the auction. There we go. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. All right, we are live, gang. And I gotta say that I'm almost afraid to show you guys the next one. Thank you, Justo, because I might have to pull it from circulation and hang on to it myself. I know you guys can't really see it, and that's probably a good thing, because if you could see what I could see right now, you'd have trouble focusing, just like I'm having. But I'm gonna shake myself off, shake myself, dust myself off, and I'm gonna do the next best thing. Now you wish you waited. No, I don't think so. Although maybe, I don't know. But this is another 85. But look at this. Look at the toning on this one. This was the other end of the roll that this came out of. So the one coin was an obverse and it had some beautiful toning around the rim on the reverse of that coin. This one, it has it on the obverse. You can see it better right there at the top right and down at the left. And I think there was just a little shade or just the beginning glimmers on the reverse. But this one did have a couple more hits on it. So, all right, Wood, this one's for you. All right, this is, get the right one. This is an 85. Okay, here we go. 1985 Mexican Libertad, brilliant uncirculated. The side with the date is the reverse on these. That is correct. Believe it or not, the obverse is the side that has the Mexican crest or the Mexican seal. Wood, thank you. Yes, 22 Gus. I did. I have sold, I think, two of them so far. So you have not missed many. And I will say that your timing is immaculate because wait till you see this next coin. Although I probably shouldn't build it up so much since I may have to take it myself and possibly even grade it. I don't know what kind of condition it's in, but from its visual appeal, I am almost afraid to even put this. Oh my God. All right, look at this. Oh crap. Oh, what have I done? Oh God, look at this coin. Okay, yeah, there's blue, there's orange, a little tone of purple, almost a little green. Oh shit, that's a nice looking toning. Exactly, Justo. I can't even stand that. Hang on, guys. That's just stupid nice. Okay, look at this coin. Now, I do have to point out that there is something going on there. Now, honestly, it doesn't look like that's a hit. It looks like it's more of a scuff or a rub. But here's where my new microscope is so freaking nice. Look at what I am able to do. So I can bring this bad boy in as far as I need to or want to. Yeah, no, I know, Justo. I don't know. Like I say, when I could see the toning and the colors. I mean, here, I'll give you an idea. Whoops, wrong camera. Okay, so they're this far away from me, but with that one sitting right here, this far away from me, I could see, oh man, I don't think I want to know exactly what that coin looks like yet. But the important thing I want to find out is that really a ding? Or is that more of just like, oh, there is a ding on the rim right there that I just saw. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure that's even enough to really count terribly bad against the grade. I mean, I don't think that's surface damage. I just think it's discoloration. It might even be a remnant from all that toning. I mean, just look at how beautiful that is. Come on. Come on, microscope. You've been doing so good. You can focus. I know you can. Oh, there you can. Look at you doing your thing. Oh my God, is that beautiful? All right, so let's inspect the rim. All right, I'm not seeing anything I really don't like there. All right, the one has a hit on it right there at the top of it. Couple of minor hairlines, but those don't really bother me. Oh my God, look at that toning. Yeah, you know what? I think that spot at the top is a remnant or an artifact of that toning because you've got more of it right there that's basically part of that coloration. Look at the freaking colors on this thing, guys. I mean, really. All right, some very small dings right there underneath the X and the I, and another one under the L. And there's a small little hit to the rim there as well. But man, considering the toning, that is just super ass nice. All right, let's bring it back up to a full coin view and I'll show you the other side. Yeah, exactly, Justo. I mean, granted, that's not going to be a mint state 69, but even if it hit a 66 or a 67 with that type of toning and a decent grade, I think that would do very well. Well, actually, you have to be more specific, Ty Cott, because I have more than one. Let me show you what I've got. So, the first one is a horrible little mint state 64 1880s. Okay, you want the 67. All right. Tell you what I can do for you. Now, that's the other nice thing about my microscope. I can show you a slab coin just as easily and nicely as I can show you a raw coin. Now, what I will do is tone down some of that overhead light so it isn't overpowered or reflected, but then there you go. All right, so there's the obverse and there's the reverse. And yep, that is a mint state 67. Um, I would start that auction. I would probably have to start that at like 750. I know it's a big lift, it's hefty, but the pop on this one is, if I'm not mistaken, well, hell, you know what? I don't have to guess. Screw that. Let's go find out. Uh, let's back up from here and back up from there. And we're hitting Morgan dollars. And So many varieties before you get to 1880. There we go. And 1880 S. Actually, am I going to be able to get that from here? No, I should have gone over here. My apologies, but that's okay because we'll get it right. All right, 1880. Oh, come on, man. All right, here we go. 1880s mint state. Now, I don't know that you'll be able to see it. I've got to expand this to see the rest of it. But 1880s in mint state 67, there are 2,819 coins graded mint state 67 by PCGS for 1880s. Now, the price guide for an 1880s in mint state 67 is showing, oh, not a DMPL dummy. Nope, nope. Mint state. There we go. So it's showing $1,100. All right. And, like I say, I'm not in a hurry to get rid of that coin. I'm honestly torn whether that's even a high enough start price because, like Justo just said, it is a very low pop coin. I mean, now the funny thing is, and this is a great lesson for those of you who may not have as much experience, you will hear people say all the time, well, that's a common date. Well, you're right. 1880s and 1881s, probably the two most common date mint mark combination in the entire Morgan Dollar series, except maybe 1921. But just because it's a very common date and mint mark, when you get into this kind of condition, they call that condition rarity. And as I just showed you, there's less than 3,000 that PCGS has graded in that grade, despite the fact that the mintage on an 1880s Morgan dollar was 8,900,000. So out of 8,900,000, there are less than 3,000 that exist in this condition. I do not have other big grades. The other big coin I have, however, is this one. The exact same coin date mint mark combination, 1880s, in a much lower grade. But because this one is in the doily holder, here, this one deserves a closer look because that is the doily holder version 2.0. That is a very rare holder, and this flies in the face of the old adage that most of us have had beaten into our head as young collectors. Collect the coin, not the holder. In this case, the holder is worth far more than the coin that's in it. And the reason being that the version 2.0 doily holder was only made for under 2 months in 1989. And because of that, it's estimated that less than 5,000 exist to this day. So there is an extreme premium just on the holder. Now, if it was switched, if I had a 67 in this doily holder, you'd be looking at a coin worth thousands, more because of the combination of the two. But in this case, even a low grade 1880s, very common, big deal Morgan is worth 650, 750, whatever somebody is willing to pay based on that doily. So yeah, I mean, I've got those, but I understand not everybody is in the market for a coin of that price. Now, oh God, let's go back and look at this because I'm still torn. Do I sell this one or do I keep this one? Oh, you know what, guys? I got so enamored of the reverse of this coin. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Justo. That I never even looked at the other side. And look at that. Oh, that's a shame. You've got a little ding right there in the center of the chest, but I'm not seeing anything else. I'm seeing a couple of very small rim hits at the top, but otherwise, wow. All right, I don't know, gang. All right, you know what? I'm sorry, but I am going to set this one aside. We will come back to that one. Let's go through the rest of these and see what we've got first, shall we? So, all right, next one on the roll. You're unsubscribing. Come on, Kato. All right, this is unfortunate, but this one's got some damage up there at the top by the wing. Already did. Unsubscribe, man. Well, I appreciate you at least being there for a couple of days. I know how it is. Now, all joking aside, I have to be, I don't think it's well, I don't think it's a strike through. I think it's just, I think it got smacked pretty good by another coin, is what I think. Let's take a closer look. But no, I have to say I'm very blessed and thankful for all of you because my YouTube channel is up to like over 600 subscribers now, which is exciting. I've still got a long way to go on viewing hours. I don't know. That looks like it got hit by another coin. What do you think, guys? Yeah, I'll give you a couple of different angles at it. Yeah, almost a gouge. I mean, I don't think that is a strike through, although I could be wrong. I mean, it could be a strike through with something that fell off and didn't stay part of the coin. Because it did deform the rim like that right there. That's kind of weird. All right, see, this is why I love my microscope. I am not satisfied that we are close enough to see what we need to see. So let's take this one step further. Uh-oh, did I go too far? Wait a minute. No, there we go. So that is kind of strange because if you look, oh, there we go. Come on, you can do it. So like if you look right here, it's got, I don't know, some leftover damage right here. It like got gouged, but then something hit it here. But then what's this? Yeah, it could almost be a strike through of some weird little material at the edge of the rim of the die. Yeah, almost chipped, exactly. That's kind of strange, I have to say. You don't see that every day. I mean, normally you see damage like that and it's pretty clear because, it looks like the rim of another coin. What do you mean, so it was in 1983? That the damage occurred? I don't know. I'm torn. I think it might be, and it might be the kind of thing that there was something, some kind of debris in the rim area of the blank planchet when they put it in the press, so that when the press came together and struck it, it imprinted that down at the bottom. But whatever it was that imprinted that fell off in the minting process, so it's no longer there. Sometimes you will see coins that happens to where it's retained, and whatever the debris is either, right next to it or still in that spot. It's kind of interesting, but all right, the obverse of this looks pretty good, actually. Let's just make sure. All right, there's a ding above the or underneath the E right there. All right. I've definitely seen worse. overall, I'm not upset with that coin. All right, let's see what you guys want to do with this one. That's kind of an interesting novelty. All right, we are going with an 83. There we go. All right, and we are live. I have to be careful which one I start. Is it the 83 or the 85? John, thank you. Let's see. You do not have a bag yet. All right, next one off the roll. And we have. Oh, I think we have a pretty coin with not a whole lot of damage. That is looking pretty clean on first inspection. There's a couple of specks I wish weren't there, but from that angle, it doesn't look too bad. All right, obverse real quick. All right, a spot right there above the U. Small rim ding at the bottom. But okay, let's see. Let's see what the camera can show us. All right, so yeah, we do have this rim thing going on down here and another little one there. But I'm not seeing a lot. There's something above the O right there. Yeah, there you go. There's a little line right there. Overall, I have to say the fields on this coin are looking pretty damn nice. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a whole lot there to be unhappy with. So what do we got here? So, all right, we've got a little bit of a line and some stuff going on up here. Some very minor artifacts and little scratches. All right, you got some scratching right there. Little hairlines. Little gouge below the N and above the U. Yeah, this is probably a 64, maybe a 65. It just depends how generous they're feeling on any given day, really. It's more a matter of how severe they view the impacts to be. You know, anything that breaks the surface of the coin is going to be, a much bigger hit on the grade than, a more superficial mark or blemish that doesn't really break the surface of the coin. So, yeah, it could be roller lines, it could be anything really. But all right, here we go. This one is live. But do you guys like this whole format where I'm able to throw it on the microscope? You can actually see it and get a much better idea of what it could grade, or any thank you coin, or any downsize, defects, whatever you might see. That in all honesty, I mean, I can do everything I can to show this coin off on this camera in this lighting, and I do, but it still does not hold a candle to being able to put it on the microscope under high power magnification and be able to adjust the lighting so that you can actually see what that coin looks like. Now you can. Oh, Justo, I'm sorry, my friend. And for those that are Libertad aficionados, excuse me, I've still got two rolls of the 1985s that I have yet to open. I've still got what, like 9 or 10, I guess, of the 85 Libertads from the roll that I already opened. We are now working on the roll of the 1983 Libertads that I just opened for this stream. And I have two 1982 Libertad rolls that are sealed by the Blanchard Company. And if any of you know Blanchard and Company, they are known for putting together high quality BU rolls. So I am dying to get those in hand. Those will be sold just like this. We're going to sell them, we're going to open one roll. I may keep the other one for myself. I don't know yet. But we will open one roll and we will sell them off one at a time after we examine them closely, just like we're doing here. And they'll go up for auction. So I don't know how much. But let's put this up on the microscope and give you a good little look at this little lady. Wow. Okay, I gotta say, there is a little bit of hints of toning down here, a little bit up here and in here. We do have some minor rim damage right up there. I don't think it's terribly deep or devastating. And it actually kind of goes away if you don't have the light on it just right. So I would not call that a deep hit by any stretch. Now there is a little bit of a hit right there above the O. And there's a very small little scratch line by the date right there. And it looks like there's another one right down here. And she took a hit there. Other than that, I don't see much wrong. Am I missing anything, gang? Does anybody else spot anything that I'm missing there? All right, let's check out the obverse. What do we got here? All right, a couple more very small rim dings at the top. Another one down here at the bottom. Looks like we've got a very small little scratch right there. Yeah, that's looking pretty good otherwise. If you see something I'm missing, please shout it out in the chat. Let me know. Yeah, no, I'm liking the way this looks. There we go. That's a little better lighting on it. Oh, there's a little ding right there that I didn't see before because it's really tiny, teeny tiny. I don't know if you can even quite make that out on the computer. And otherwise, I think that's, oh, no, there's another little scratch by the S. But those are just so minor, it's almost ridiculous. So that is what we are going to bid on. All right, so here we go. We've got another 1983 Mexican Libertad. I just showed it to you on the microscope in great detail. Draw your own conclusions as to grade, but I think this one could do fairly well. We are live. Buck and go. And the thing is, what a lot of people don't realize about Libertads is that because they are such low mintage, I mean, it's not like they're flooding the market out there. You know, there are not millions and millions of, Libertads out there just waiting to be purchased. Thaddeus, I think your bank is mad at you, my friend. Go ahead and take care of that. Let me know. I'll set it aside for you till then. Um, but what people don't seem to always understand is that, first of all, I almost hate to even open these rolls. Um, exactly, Justo. The Eagles are absolutely obscene in the amount they create. This particular year, they minted literally 1,001,768. Thank you, Thaddeus. And 68 Libertads in 1983. It is a low mintage by any numismatic standard. So, from that perspective, you know, there are probably 40 times more eagles in the world than there are, um, Libertads. Okay. Is the audio choppy? Really? I'm sorry. Well, I don't know. I haven't changed anything, so it's not me. Okay, cool. But what I was getting at is with Libertads, yes, you're getting an ounce of silver. I mean, there's no question about it. Okay, that's cool. Appreciate you, Justo. Um, there's no question that it's a 1 ounce coin. And if silver goes up a dollar, you just made a dollar. If silver goes down a dollar, well, did you lose a dollar? Probably not. If you're looking at a generic round, as beautiful as these are, there's no numismatic value in these. This is a pure silver play. Silver goes up a dollar, you make a dollar. Silver goes down a dollar, you lose a dollar. You buy a Libertad. Now, you are paying a premium for a Libertad, a pretty hefty premium over the price of spot. Why is that? Well, because not only are you paying for the intrinsic value, but you are also paying for the numismatic value and the recognition of collector rarity. Did you see that right? Silver broke 40 and came back down to 36. I don't believe it broke 40. I know it was at 39 and some small change for a short time. Then it almost immediately fell back to like 38.50, stayed there for a day or two. And, now it's like what, 37.50 or 37.40, something like that. But I don't think it quite hit 40. I think it got real close, but I knew it was going to hit resistance, and boy, did it. So I wasn't wrong there. Yeah, exactly. Depending on where you look, you will see different prices. And it depends whether you're actually looking at spot or if you're looking at a future month on the futures exchange. No, I think I was looking at JP Mac or what is it, JM Bullion or SD Bullion, one of those, I forget. But that's where I was checking. And like I say, it wasn't an up to the minute check. So, I mean, roughly $37, I think, is a good estimate at this point. Um, all right, so I'm looking at this one. I'm seeing a little bit of gobbledygook up here, just a very small amount. And what else can we find here? All right, there's something right there on the volcano, right here on the side. But again, I don't think that breaks the surface of the coin. I just think that's like a scrape or a minor discoloration. All right, a couple of hairlines. All right, there's a couple of little scratch marks right there. All right, and then there's the little stuff I saw above her head earlier. Okay. All right, obverse time. Wow. Okay, on first glance, that looks pretty damn nice. Hang on, let me get that focused a little better. There we go. All right, there's a minor little speck right there above the E, but it doesn't even show up if the light isn't just right on it. I know, I love this design. I love this coin. And what I haven't even shown, and I should, especially with this microscope, because it can actually autofocus, is that beautiful little edge. Look at that edge, you know, E Libertad, that edge lettering. They just don't mint coins like that anymore. All right, here's the reverse. Whoops, not that one. I want you. All right, and here we go. We are live. I wish they did lettered edges more too. Yeah, exactly. It's really a shame because, first of all, I know that from a technical standpoint, it is, thank you, Thaddeus, it is extremely challenging to do that design as opposed to just a reeded edge. Um, but I also wish they would do more of them. They did away with the inscripted edge in 1991. Actually, they went to the reeded edge for the Libertads, and you know, I get it. It's a more standard design. They basically went to, you know, pretty much the same size as an eagle. So the newer version is a little bit wider in circumference and a little bit thinner, and does away with that beautiful edge lettering. I like the chunky ones too, and so do the people who speak Spanish. They call these the gorditas, the little fatsos, little fatties, because they are. I mean, especially compared to the other coins, these are like little fat hunks of metal, but they're beautiful. All right, so we do have some stuff going on by the one over there. Clearly, I don't need the microscope to see that. Although, yeah, okay, that one's a pretty significant, excuse me, that one's a pretty significant ding. All right, okay. And it looks like we've got a little bit of toning going on. There's a small rim hit. It is what is called Elicliv. I think it's Elicliv, Elikliv. Um, it's actually a autofocus, um, high definition microscope. And I have to say, even though I am not making any money for my testimonials, but yeah, I like it quite a bit too. I have to say that Elicliv has outdone themselves. I mean, this is literally the third digital microscope that I have purchased to use on my streams. And this is the only one that allows me the flexibility to really do what I want to do. And that is to show off a coin to an extreme, you know, degree if needed. For instance, I'm curious just how bad that spot right there above the one is. And thank you, Coin Hunter. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me because I have really toiled hard and long and sweat some blood and tears to get my setup to where it is, to the point where I can actually use it and get things in focus and be able to really show off what a coin looks like so that by the time you make a purchase from me, there is no doubt what you are getting. And okay, so what I was concerned about is just how deep that impact is. And it doesn't really look too bad. Thank you, King. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, that's, you know, it's there, no question, but I don't know that I would consider that terribly deep or terribly significant. But, you know, I let you guys make the final call, which is why I show them off like this. So let me get back out to a full view. Now, for those that are curious about the microscope, the thing I really like about this, obviously, is this right here. Within the middle of a show, I can absolutely change my focal length and get the whole coin in, and it automatically refocuses. My old microscope, yes, I could get the whole coin in, but if I made a big change in focal length like that, I would be trying to manually focus for days, and it's miserable. With this, I'm able to do that. And the best part is, if I am not connected to my computer, I have a remote control that I can literally zoom in or out. I can take a photo of what's on the screen, or I can go straight to a video. Because for those of you that know my stream, you know what I'm about to do. But I've also got my gorgeous little turntable here that I can turn on. Okay, now my focus isn't going to work, really? Oh, there we go. Okay. And give you the same coin with a sharp focus and a 360-degree view. Oh, I forgot my little overhead light. Oh my God, look at how much more better that is. I'm such an idiot. That's the whole thing of this microscope. I can literally turn off these side lights and just use this overhead light, and look at that. Now, tell me you can't see the defects there. I mean, to me, if I want to buy a coin, this is the kind of display I want to see before I spend my money, before I have to take that chance. I want to know pretty much what that coin looks like. Since I can't pick it up and look at it like I would like to, well, then you got to be able to get a real good idea of what that coin looks like. So, so there is that little hit by the one, but other than that, that's not a bad looking coin. So here we go. 1983 Libertad. We are live. Now, for those of you Libertad aficionados, you know that 1982 is the first year for the series. Next week, I will have two Blanchard rolls, Georgia, thank you, of 1982 Libertads. So I am excited and eager to get those in. We're going to have a real nice time taking a look at those and selling those just the same way. So we will be picking up a coin just like this off the roll. When I have them, I do sell a lot of Libertads, King. I would love to sell more than I do right now, but I am not always not always able to obtain them for a price that I think is reasonable that I can turn around. Yeah, Justo or 22. I might consider that. All right, now this one does have like some black gunk on it. I don't think that's a hit, but there's also a little bit of toning going on. Man, are you seeing that color? Look at that. But that's what I was starting to say earlier. You know, Libertads, yeah, exactly, like some aqua. But Libertads are beginning to come into their own. People are beginning to realize that these are kind of sleeper coins. You know, you get the silver play, but in this case, you get a coin that has a mintage of 1,001,000 and 1,001,768 coins. Okay. So I don't care what you're talking about or where, that is not a common coin by any stretch of the imagination. Now, this one, like I say, does have a couple of hits on it, but that black mark, I think that's just a discoloration. And actually, let me put in some more of that accent light because that helps too. There we go. If I can get it kind of just skimming over the surface like that. Oh my God, I love this microscope. I wish I could coin. I had a perfect turntable until a couple of weeks ago when it died. One that I could literally turn way down and not have it go that fast, because I agree, this one is a little bit fast, which is why I've also just kind of been doing this. But I need to get yet another turntable that I can slow down just a little bit more. It's just a shade too much to do what I want it to do. But that's okay. You know, like I say, I can do this. And the beautiful thing is that the microscope will autofocus. So I no longer have to worry about taking it out of range or moving it too fast or anything like that. All right, obverse looks like this. And man, that's just a pretty looking coin. I'm sorry. Yeah, they probably could just, but you know, for the $10 it cost me, I don't think that it's really worth messing with it to that extent, frankly. Um, you know, it's kind of hit or miss when you buy one of these things. Um, you know, it wasn't a high priced item, not like the microscope, that's for sure. All right, I will say that I'm seeing a little bit of a rim hit right here. Well, some of them are more, but what you've also got to understand, Justo, is that in order to work for the types of microscopes that I use, they have to be small enough to like fit on the bed of the microscope. Otherwise, it doesn't do me any good. All right, here we go, gang. This one, 1983 Libertad. Buck and go. We are live. Um, but yeah, there's technical considerations to that you know you have to consider. Unfortunately, thank you, Coin. I mean, I will say this: streaming on Whatnot is a technical challenge. Those of you in the chat that stream yourselves on here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I don't mean, you know, just streaming on your phone. You know, if that's all I was doing, that's relatively easy. That doesn't require a great deal of technical integration or anything. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hey, stream the way you need to or the way you are able to. But I knew when I started on the platform that if I was going to be effective for my own standards, for my own personal thing, exactly, if you want the coins to actually look good, and I have a background as a photographer, so photography and lighting and, you know, the technical stuff and then editing, you know, that all came pretty easy to me. God, I gotta say that I am seeing almost nothing wrong with the fields on that coin. I'll put this on the microscope in a second, but man, that looks nice. There's a couple of specks up there, but wow, I love that coin. But so, you know, when it came time to um, have to learn how to do, you know, integrating different web cameras into my OBS stream, I kind of had a little bit of a heads up. And, you know, when it came time to creating like graphics and whatnot for my YouTube channel, um, you know, again, because I was already familiar with Photoshop and layers and editing like that, it came fairly easy to me. So I can't complain. Yeah, guys, I got to say, this coin looks beautiful. I mean, I know it's spinning a little fast, and I wish I could do something about that, but I am really not seeing any imperfections. Very, very minor. All right, I just saw one over here by her wing. There's one right over there. Where is it? You can't even see it real well. Where did I see it? Man, I can't even tell. All right, look at this. Could be. Let's take a little bit of a closer look. Yes, you are very eagle-eyed. I love it. Excellent. You caught it and I didn't. Yes, there is a little gouge right there under the tetas. And that is a terrible spot for it. Although it didn't go right through the middle of it, so we're good. But otherwise, yeah, I don't see a whole lot wrong with that coin. And the obverse, God, All right, we've got something going on up here. But wow, yeah, the seatbelt effect. I think this is what you mean, right? Oh, the seatbelt effect, where you get the rash or the scar across your chest because you wore your seatbelt. I know what you're talking about. I get you. I'm not too stupid. I mean, I am, but I'm a little slow. That's all. Um, that is an excellent question, Justo, and the answer is yes. They are all minted at the same place, and they have one mint location. La Casa de la Moneda, the House of Money, is actually the name of the Mexican mint, and they have actually been around. They were established in 1539. They were the first mint in the Americas, period. They also are the first ones to create bullion coins, gold, silver, etc. And the Libertad is a perfect example, although they were doing bullion coins long before they did the Libertad. All right, gang, this one looks real nice. So we're going to go ahead and put this one up. Let's go. We are live. Yeah, King, I saw that. There's been a lot of talk about extremely stupid low mintages and ridiculous prices as a result. I saw some idiot that was asking, what was he asking? I want to say $2,000 for a 2025. Now, granted, I think it was an antique finish or something like that. Yeah, 300 business strike Gonzos, exactly. Now, I have a strong feeling that that is not going to hold up. Now, I can't promise that, but I will be absolutely gobsmacked, and I'm not even English, if La Casa de Moneda does not come out with another big run of 2025s. They may just be screwing with the market. They may be dealing with supply issues. Um, again, we're only halfway through the year, and I would not at all count on those numbers being final yet. I certainly would not make an investment decision based on those estimates or, those prices that people are asking. And asking is not a sold price. So let's not forget about that either. Well, that could be true, King, but once they're done with those, you think they're not going to come back to the Libertads? All right, so you got a little bit going on there by the one. We'll put it on the scope and see just how bad that is. It doesn't look to be terribly serious to me, but my eyes suck compared to the microscope. So, oh, I am too, King. And if those numbers and prices hold, I will be skipping the 2025s. I have zero interest in chasing that hype or participating in that because that's ridiculous. All right, let's throw this one on the spinner because let's be honest, I know what you guys want. And what you guys want is to see las tetas spinning around in a circle for you. All right, now see, this is why I love my microscope. My goodness, there is stuff going on in here that I didn't even see on the other camera. Right here, look at this. And then again down in here. Yeah, well, they're not empty spots, King, but 91 Type 2 in particular has an estimated mintage of about 50,000. That's even lower than the 97 or the 98, I'm sorry. No, the 96. Yeah, 98, whatever. You're my collection. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, I'm not seeing a whole lot wrong with the obverse on this one. I'm liking the way this looks. All right, let's turn this off and just make sure that we're not missing anything because it was going too fast. Oh, I love it, Danny. Yeah, I had a Mint State 68 91 Type 2, but I sold it some time back. But yeah, that was like one of my pride and joys right there because those are hard to come by. All right, guys, the obverse of this coin looks beautiful, except for right there above the E and the S and right under the A, there's a small little thing. Yeah, exactly, Danny. It was not a cheap coin. It was beautiful. All right, so same thing. You've got a little bit going on over here and a little bit up here. I don't see much of anything else really to take away. Oh, there's a small little one up there. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. All right, right there by the L, there's a little bit of a coloration and a little scrape down there. Okay, there you go. This is why, look at this microscope. Now, how many people on this platform are taking the time to show you a coin to this degree where you're going to see something like this that is so superficial that even on the microscope, it doesn't show up unless you have the light just right. Look at that. I mean, but this is why I do it, guys, because I care. I respect you. I respect your money. I respect that you spend your time and your money here with me. And I want to build your trust. I want you to know that when you come to my show, you're going to get good stuff and it's going to be shown off well. You're going to know exactly what condition it's in. And you can trust that you're going to get exactly the coin that you saw and purchased. All right, I'll let this one spin because that's a little too pretty not to. All right, here we go. And this one is live. I appreciate that, Justo. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to bring up that toner again just so we can look at it. John, thank you. And it may very well be that you guys can talk me into selling it. I won't promise that by any stretch of the imagination. Um, but there is a possibility. So we'll see how that goes. Silver, I don't think you were here when I showed this one before. Oh my God, look at this damn thing. I almost don't want to show this. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, I'm sorry, but really? Exactly. Exactly my point. I mean, I'm sorry, but for crying out loud, I just. All right, here. All right. Oh my God. I mean, now, I talked about this on my earlier show. For some people, a coin that looks like this is garbage. To them, it's a damaged coin. It's tarnished. It's rusted. It's discolored. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't want that. They want something that looks like this. Bright, shiny, new. Ooh, how pretty. Well, all right, I get that. But for those that appreciate toners and appreciate how unique that makes this coin, there is not a single Libertad anywhere in the world that looks like this, but this one coin right here. Look at the colors in here. Look at all the different gradations of coloring in here. Exactly, Justo. And what were the conditions that made that chemical reaction to the point where we've got all those different colors? I mean, rainbow tone is elite, Bill Savage. You're absolutely right. Now, I have another coin that's actually in a slab that up until I found this Libertad, I have been absolutely in love with because look at the colors on this bad boy. And this doesn't even do it justice. The only way I can really do this one justice is to bring this one to the other camera and try to show off some of those golden russet incredible rainbow like tones. But that pales, absolutely pales in comparison to this. I mean, holy crap, Batman. That is just stupid sick. Now, the question is, all right, let's go to a straight microscope shot and let's get in real close because here's my dilemma. I am willing to sell this one, but it would not be at a $1 start, as Justo and 22 have been talking about here. But if this one has the potential to grade high, I have to keep this one and send it in for grading because to get a high grade on a coin like this with toning and colors like this, exactly. Look at the detail in the face and the hair. God, I love this microscope. This is just stupid sick. Look at this. I mean, are you kidding me? That is, now look at the different colors. Holy shit, man. Oh my God, is that just stupid sick? All right, where is the one? Let's see. You're right. Let's see what's going on here. All right, that is a decent little hit right there. Now, the question is, and you're right, hang on, let me get a little bit further away. The question is, how bad is it and how hard are they going to hit us on the grade for that? But let's take a look the rest of the way around this coin. All right, that little white spot there, I think, is an artifact of the toning. All right, there's a couple of little small hits right in here. Come on, where is it? Where is my camera? Uh-oh, did I lose it? No. All right, so what's going on? Why can't you show, where am I? Where the hell? Okay, there we go. So I'm trying to show you, well, you can see him. Never mind, whatever. Um, all right, same thing. That's part of the toning. Yeah, absolutely. You're right, La Savage. All right, there is a little rim hit there, but again, I don't think that's so serious that it would be a real bad. Yeah, I'll have to sell it, huh? A little bit too rough a shape. Yeah, I mean, the colors on this coin are just stupid. That's true, Justo. You're absolutely right. And they do not look at them quite this close. They look at them under magnification, but typically not more than about 10 or 20 times. I am a lot closer than that right now. But I'm doing it because I want to try to evaluate if this is worthy of grading. Come on, you can focus. You can do it. You've been doing it all night. Don't stop now. All right, I'm a little too close for it. It's not liking me. So we'll come up to about there. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I am not seeing a whole lot that makes me think this one will not grade well. Yeah, absolutely, Justo. I mean, I hate to show it off like this and then keep it, but yeah, this one's gonna have to go in because when you look at the obverse of this coin, it's even nicer. I mean, there's a very small minor hit right up there, another one there, and there's like a very, very small little ding there. And man, other than that, I don't see a whole lot wrong with the obverse of this coin. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm sorry, but we're going to we're going to put this one away for now. I may come back to it. I won't rule it out. Looks like a buyer's give to me, right? Yeah, you could be right. But then again, probably not. Excuse me. Look at this. We got another one with a nice little kiss of toning at the bottom. Now, let me see. On first glance, guys, okay, there's a little bit right there by the one, but am I missing, right underneath the O? But I'm not seeing a whole lot wrong with this one either, gang. Belly button. Yeah, she has one. You just got an 83 DDR MS60. Oh, nice. That's beautiful, man. Okay, now see, this is why the microscope is so wonderful because I missed that. I did see that, and I did see that. And yes, she's got a little belly button going on, and there's actually a little bit of a thing going on here. And there's like a minor little hairline here, a little speck there. But overall, for early Libertads, I have definitely seen worse. All right, then here we've got a little shot right there and above the D. And there's another one around the rim right there. And we got a couple of shots right up here in between the motto and the wing. All right, otherwise, that's what we got. So let's see what you guys want to do with this one. We are live, buck and go. Snake says that one's mine. Thank you, Snake. Let's see. That is your first purchase today. Yes, it is. Okay. And for those that don't already know, just a quick little plug. I do have a YouTube channel. When you are ready to go to bed tonight and you need something to put you to sleep, I suggest you watch one of my longer videos. Um, I've been told they're good for insomniacs. I appreciate that, Snake. Very much so. We always appreciate first-time buyers. I know that, for anybody to come in a stream for the first time, um, and, make a purchase, you are showing trust. And I want you to know that that trust is not misplaced. Well, there you go, King. I've got your ticket to going to sleep. Thanks a lot, Silver. I'm not sure if you're talking about me putting him to sleep or or what. Um, all right, this one actually looks pretty darn nice. But yeah, I've been told that I've got a perfect face for radio, but then I've also got a voice for radio too. I've been told. But I've been told that, for some reason, my cadence, the tone of my voice, the way I speak, um, I should probably put out ASMR videos. I could just whisper like this, and you could all go to sleep very nicely. Yeah, some of my longer videos sticks. Throw them up and just listen for a while. You'll be in la la land before you know it. Yeah, exactly. You'll be out like a light, my friend. I'm better than NyQuil. It doesn't get better than me. All right, looking at this one, we got a couple of like just little spots. Those aren't even damage right there. And let's see, we've got another little mark there. A couple of little soft lines, I guess I would call those. And we've got not much else. All right, there's a little ding right there on her leg. Oh, there's a little one there right between her tetas. Real small, but there's a little ding there. Couple of small rim hits. Beautiful cartwheels, huh? Oh, that's nothing. You want to see a beautiful cartwheel? Check this out. Now, I just wish I could slow it down a little bit. Damn it. But my turntable does the cartwheels justice. Or as the kids say nowadays, apparently on TikTok, my milkshake brings the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. And obviously, we can do the same thing here. But the best part is when we decide we need to get serious. For instance, let's check out these little milk spots up here. Let's see if those are actual damage or if those are just more superficial. We can actually bring this bad boy in for a much closer look, and we will find that that's really just more of a milk spot than anything else. Right now, the only varieties I have are 1983 and 1985. I have some 82s on the way, but they are not in yet. But those are the only ones I have right now. And right now, we are running these from um, a roll of 1983s. I've still got, I don't know, what have I got? One, two, three, four, five, six left, besides the one that's on the microscope right now. So this one is now up for bid. Let's go. All right, we are live, gang. But yeah, not a problem at 87. I try to have different dates as best I can. But if you have been following the Libertad market or have been trying to obtain them over the last several months, you know that it has become much more difficult. It I really wish I had been. Yes, I did, Coin Hunter. And not only are they 82s, they are from not one, but two rolls of Blanchard Company 1982s. But I wish several months ago I had loaded up on Libertads because, um, the prices, the premiums have gone sky high. And I have to say the availability has really started to dry up. Now this one's got some beautiful golden toning down along the bottom rim. Oh, tell me about it, 80. It's almost sick. Now I've also got I don't show them off anymore, but they're actually listed in the auctions. I've got two of their 5 coin proof sets from 2014 and 2024. So those are listed in the auction if anybody wants me to run one of those. Yeah, I wish I had loaded up on them, I'll tell you what. Guys, this one looks awful nice. So let's throw this on the turntable. Let you get a good look at her. All right, we do have a little spot up there above the head. Oh, kookaburras, those are beautiful too, yes. I tend to stick with US coins with the exception of the Libertads, but I do know that the kookaburras are a beautiful coin. All right, so we got a little hit there. All right, there's a little hit between the Y and the 9 right here. And it looks like there's some micro spots on her chest. And there's this little spot down here. and a little hairline by the 1. All right. And the obverse, wow, that's looking damn nice. I don't see, well, there's a very small something right there. Same thing right there. I am not seeing, all right, we've got a rim hit there. Mexico has some absolutely stunning coinage. Yes, this is fresh out of a roll. I've actually got like 5 or 6 left. I've got 5 left after this one. I opened the roll at the start of the stream. So this was a 20 coin original bank wrapped roll. What did I, oh, I threw it away, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oh, no, there it is. Yep, it came out of this bad boy. So, and it's funny because I took a risk buying it because the way they were packed, the coin that you could see on the outside was the obverse. So literally all I could see was this, and I wasn't even positive that it was a roll of 1983s. I had to take it on face value from the seller that that's what he had sold me. Now, the good news is they are 1983s, and the better news is that they look beautiful. A couple of them have had a little bit larger hits to them, but this one looks pretty good. And here's how we make sure. And again, I don't race through my auctions like several of the people on this platform. I take my time. I go through it. I put it on the turntable. I change the lights. Um, Earlier, yes, some time ago. I have not done that for a little bit now. Um, Oh, those are beautiful coins. I love them. Yeah, absolutely. All right, as this one spins, guys, I don't see a whole lot wrong with it. There are a couple of very minor scratches on the inside right here, but I don't see those as a major problem. Well, I appreciate that, Biffle. I've literally had people yell at me to stop talking and start an auction already. And my attitude is, look, guys, if you want the rapid fire, if you want people yelling at you, if you want bid, 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 and that kind of stuff, you're in the wrong place. You want the auction next door, 2 doors down, 3 doors down. They're all over the place. Why did you stop here? Keep going. Exactly. I mean, I do not understand why, as a buyer, people tolerate that. Why would you put up with that crap? You want my money. Why are you yelling at me, fool? How are you building my trust? How are you earning my respect if that's what you're doing? It cracks me the hell up. But they do it all the time. And, I can't say I understand it, but I know it's out there. And that's how I distinguish myself from everybody else. So, all right, here we go. Let's get this one started. All right, we're live. Um, No, it certainly doesn't, Coin. And you're right, Amy. Just because they're yelling at you, it means that they're insecure or they're afraid that, thank you, Snake, or they're afraid that, they're not going to hit their profit margin. They're afraid that, their boss is going to get mad at them because they didn't make enough. Um, what would I what will I recommend? An ounce bar or a Libertad? That's an excellent question. And actually something that I have videos on, and I'm going to be doing another one on my YouTube channel. Um, I keep joking, when you're ready to go to bed tonight, head on over, put on one of my videos, and I will guarantee that I'll be able to put you to sleep without too much delay. Um, but I would take a Libertad. Now, the reason is simple. Okay, let's look at this. First off, if you have, let's say, a 1 ounce generic round, as beautiful as this bad boy is, as much as I love these, as much as David, who I don't think is here tonight, gets mesmerized when I put it on the turntable. Whoop, I got to turn the top light off or these go crazy. This is nothing but silver. Okay. So if the price of silver goes up by $1, you just made $1. If the price of silver goes down $1, you just lost $1. Okay. Now, on the other hand, with a Libertad, especially one of the early dates with a very low mintage, like in 1983, with a mintage just barely over 1 million coins total, what you are looking at is an ounce of silver, obviously. So if silver goes up $1, you just made $1 just on the intrinsic value of the coin. If silver goes down $1, do you really think a collector is going to adjust his price downward just because the price of silver went down $1? No, this is still one of only 1 million coins. And if you get one that, at least at first glance, looks pretty nice like this one, that makes it even more valuable potentially. So, yeah, I would take a Libertad over a generic bar or 1 ounce round all day, all night, all week, all year. Simply because if silver goes up, you are getting that appreciation with a Libertad, but you are also gaining the numismatic value as more and more people begin to recognize the scarcity of these coins, especially in higher grade. So for me, it's a no-brainer. And yes, you should collect them all because let's face it, you are paying a much higher premium compared to the price of spot for a Libertad than you are for a generic round. There's no question that if you are looking to buy the most silver for your dollar, go with the generic rounds. Go with the Buffaloes. Everybody loves them. Everybody knows them. They're easily, saleable. You'll be able to turn them into cash if you need it. It's no problem. Um, but if you're looking for a long-term investment, why not go with a Libertad, which offers you the same potential for appreciation if silver goes up, but you're also holding a somewhat scarce rare coin, really. All right, enough of that. So let's look at the condition. There's a little something going on up here and over here, but otherwise, I'm not seeing a lot I don't like. Oh, my pleasure, oh 04. I mean, this is why I'm here. I'm not here to take advantage of you. I'm not here to talk you into overspending on a hyped up coin that, you will never make your money back in 20 years. I want to help you understand how to make a better investment, how to spend your money more wisely. Don't be stupid and fall prey to some of the shenanigans that go on out here or anywhere for that matter. I mean, I don't mean to pick on Whatnot. Whatnot's a wonderful site. I've been here for 3 years. The problem is there are people who do things that are questionable that make the rest of us look bad and make people who are looking to buy very wary, and rightly so. I mean, I wouldn't buy from most of the people on this platform, unfortunately. There are very few I know and trust. But other than that, no. All right, I will turn off the turntable, let you take a nice, good look at her. And whoops, I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. All right, and let's go. We are live. $1 start. Let's go. Oh my God, are you kidding me? God, there's another toner at the other end. Unbelievable. Yes, Justo, that is exactly right. Thank you, Snake. And that is, in fact, that's a topic of a video I am beginning to work on for my channel because it drives me up a wall that people go out of their way to prey on and target new collectors because they don't know any better. They don't know what to ask. They don't know how to ask it. They don't know how to estimate a grade. They don't know how to estimate its value. And they are just ripe for the picking for those who are a little bit more shady, unscrupulous, unethical, whatever you want to call it. Um, and it frosts my ass because as a kid, when I first got started collecting, I got taken advantage of left and right. And I know what that's like. And I have spent my whole life learning how not to get taken advantage of. And if I can help any of you avoid the same pitfalls, I'm all over it. And that's why I started my YouTube channel. Because as much as I enjoy, educating or providing knowledge, not that I'm an expert by any means, but I've been doing this a long time. So compared to a new collector, I might seem like an expert, but I talk a lot about stuff and background and grading and values and advice in my streams. And I realized, all right, well, that's all well and good, but I'm really here to sell. Why don't I go ahead and take my my soapbox, if you will, um, and find a better platform where I can wax poetic ad nauseum and not impact on people who are looking to buy a coin. Now, the sad thing is there is a decent little hit down there right through the date. But otherwise, this is looking like a pretty nice coin, and it's got some nice little rim toning going on around the top. Am I missing anything else? She looks pretty clean otherwise. All right, there's a small little line right there by the O. And a couple of little artifacts up there. All right, she's got a small little ding on her leg right there. But yeah, the only real problem I see on this coin is that right there going through the 8. All right, obverse looks like this. All right, so we've got a little hit through the chest, a little something there along the top. Otherwise, it doesn't look too shabby. All right, so let's see what you guys want to do with this one. All right, here we go. We are live. Buck and go. All right, after this one, we got 3 more coins from this roll, and then I will probably call it a night. But I will have 2 rolls of 1982 Blanchard Libertads for next Saturday's show. So by all means, you want to be bookmarking that because those are going to be really nice. The last time I opened a Blanchard roll, thank you, Snake, was a couple of months back. And in fact, let me show you. Those of you that have followed my show for a while have seen these coins before, or this coin before. But you know what? I have yet to put this on my new microscope. So let's see what this baby looks like. Okay. Oh my God. No wonder I want to put this aside for grading. So, all right. What I am looking at is actually a very small little nick there, a very small little nick there, a very small little thing right there in the volcano. A little bit of like a scuff mark on her leg, a small little thing there, a very tiny thing there. And oh my God, otherwise there's like this little splotch right here, but that doesn't bother me. And letting it spin a little bit through the light. I mean, again, look at the fields on this coin, guys. That's just sick. So my point being, Blanchard is known for having a reputation for selecting only the best possible BU coins to put in their rolls. Now, we've got a small little thing there, we've got a little bit of stuff here, and we've got a small little ding there. But as far as I'm concerned, that's a coin that's probably going to grade at least 67, possibly 68, but that one is going in for grading. So that came out of a 1983 Blanchard roll. So I have 2 1982 Blanchard rolls that will be here for next Saturday's shows. So, like I say, if you appreciate Libertads the way I do, and you understand the significance and the history of the Blanchard tubes, I actually have a video on my YouTube channel when I opened that tube, and also talking about the history of the Mexican Mint and Libertads, and why they are probably a sleeper bullion coin, because you get the numismatic play as well as the bullion value. So this is looking like a pretty damn nice coin, gang. All right, let's put this one on the spinner and see what we think here. Okay, so right off the top, I'm seeing a very small little ding right there. Oh, awesome, Justo. Yeah, appreciate you, my friend. And it's a good prepo, good prepper rather, for next week's show. You'll have a much better appreciation for Blanchard and Company, and the quality of their rolls, and you will be able to see the coins that came out of that roll. I mean, they were just spectacular. Look at this coin, guys. I am seeing almost nothing wrong with this coin. All right, I am seeing a very small little minor deal there. There's a very small little hairline up there and right here. Otherwise, I am seeing almost nothing wrong with this coin. My goodness, look at this. And that's a pretty good strike on the face. I mean, and let's not sleep on the fact we've got a little bit of toning going on here. Let's not sleep on that. Look at this. That's just nuts. Now, the reverse on this coin, I'm sorry, the obverse on this coin, look at this. All right, we've got a small little ding here. I don't know if that even counts up there, but I'm not seeing much at all in the way of imperfection. All right, I almost missed it, but there is just the ever slightest little hit there. Yeah, on the snake. I just saw it myself. Yep. And the fact that you caught it tells me that my microscope is doing exactly what I wanted it to do on my stream. Because what you guys have to understand is that what you see on Whatnot, or as a result of the outgoing stream, is just a mere fraction of what this microscope is capable of. But the fact that you're able to see it well enough to catch that tells me that it's doing exactly what it needs to be doing, and I am very pleased with this microscope. All right, guys, this coin I am loving right here. The obverse of this coin has just a couple of very small minor nits to it. The reverse, same thing. I mean, you're looking at just a very small something there, a little line there, a little ding there. There's a small little pock mark there, another small little pock mark there, and a very small little something there. But man, that is a beautiful coin. So let's get her going. All right, here we go. Buck and go. Let's run it. All right, we got two more after this one. And I will say that the last coin is either toned or, yeah, I think that's toning. Oh my God. Not nearly like the other one, but I think you'll like it. I could be wrong, but I think you'll like it. Georgia, thank you. Georgia knows quality when she sees it, and that is a quality little coin right there. That one's beauty. All right, next to the last coin in the roll, next to the last auction in the show. And what are we looking at? All right, we got a small little hit above the A. Oh, Georgia, thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate all of you. I know you could be spending your time anywhere but here, but yet you are here spending time with me, and I appreciate you all. All right, this one doesn't look half bad. What does the obverse look like? All right. Not too shabby, I must say. All right, let's get a closer look at her. Let's see if she's got any other warts I missed. All right, so clearly we've got a little dig there. We've got a little scrape up there, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot else. Couple of very minor hairlines. God, I love this microscope. This is just stupid. This makes my job so much easier, guys. For those that have been following me for a while, you know how I've struggled with my lighting on camera and even my other microscopes. I've never really been able to show them off quite the same way. But look at this. I mean, there's another very small little hit there that I didn't notice before. But because I'm able to get such beautiful magnification and light, I am able to show things that I have never been able to show before. All right, so the reverse has a couple of minor bits, but not much. And the obverse, oh, Coin Hunter, I'm very happy to hear that, my friend. Awesome. I look forward to it. And, whenever you're ready to go to bed tonight, go check out my YouTube channel. Happy to help put you to sleep tonight, my friend. Have a good weekend. All right. So, you know what? I am not seeing a whole lot wrong with this coin, gang. This is looking really clean. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Am I missing it? Okay, here we go. Finally, there's something I can show you. There's a little almost something there, a little almost something there, and some wannabe little something there. But none of those really give me heartburn to any degree. Man, the obverse of this coin is clean. Just a very small little speck right here. But man, that is gorgeous. All right, again, is it a 69? No. Would it get a 68? Probably not. 67, I think, would be close, except for this, depending on how bad they want to hurt you. But that's easily a 66. I mean, 65 all day long. So, all right, here we go. Starting at $1, we are live. And then we've got the last coin in the roll. Oh my. Oh boy. I can't stand it. Snake, thank you. Now, I will say I can tell that this one is nothing close to the other one. But still, having said that, look at this. Now, the real question is, toning aside, does it have surface imperfections that we need to be aware of? And on first inspection, I have to say I am very pleased with that coin. Wow. We'll check that out in a little bit closer in a minute, but what are we doing on the obverse? Again, a little bit of beginning toning. All right, a couple of small specks, but wow, I am not seeing much wrong with either side of this coin. Look at this. All right, everybody, what do you think? Now tell me that's not a pretty looking coin. By the head. Well, there's actually something up here, if that's what you mean. Or are you talking about this stuff here? Oh, on the reverse. Okay. This is actually the reverse on the obverse on the other side. No, I got you. Actually, I just saw this too. There is also a very small, well, there's this one, and then there's also this very small little hit right there. Fingerprints of time, exactly. But look at the colors on this one too. Oh my God, man. All right, so you got a couple of hairline scratches going on right there. You got a couple of dings in here that kind of get lost in the volcano, but That's just pretty. She's purty. All right. Now, obverse. Yes, there you go. You're right. By the snake head right there, we've got a small little ding. Not a ding, more of a scratch, actually. And some cool toning on the obverse, too. All right, now up here above the U, there's a little scratch. And is there anything else? Yeah, there's just this little scratch right here. That's damn clean. I've got a little rim hit right here. That's real minor. I don't think they would really penalize for that. Yeah, it looks pretty darn good, doesn't it, Silver? All right. So here's what we do. Last auction of this show, this beautiful little toner, 1983. Buck and go. We're live. And then before I actually end the show, I have my dilemma. Because the real question becomes, what do I do with the other toner? Snake, thank you. Because I got to show this again for those that weren't here earlier to see it. This thing is just sick nice. I mean, if you like toned coins, can you tell me what's not to like about this? And not only that, look at the condition of the fields. Look at how clean the fields are. There's just a couple of spots. There's just a minor, almost nothing hairline right there. Exactly. Showed it a third time. Now I got to sell it. Honestly, I am just admiring the hell out of it. I mean, I just want to keep looking at this thing. And honestly, I keep looking at it. All right, see, and I'm glad I did because I just saw there's another little hit right there. Very small, easy to miss. But man, this coin is just looking so nice. It's got to go to grade. If this comes back even as a 67 with these colors, I mean, guys, look at that. Look at that. Just look at that. Are you kidding me? I mean, really, on both sides, look at that. Ugh. And then the other side is just blast white. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a little hint of toning going on up here and down here. Oh man, that's just a sick looking coin. All right, guys, that is gonna go probably towards next week. Like I say, I've got the 2 rolls of Blanchard 1982s on the way. Let's see, what have I got here? I have still got, what have I got? I've got 8 1985s. I've got 2 more unopened rolls of 1985s. And I've got the 82s that are coming in next week. So if you appreciate Libertads the way I do, you definitely want to be bookmarking next week's shows. They're going to be awesome. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take one of those rolls, I'm going to open it up, and then coin by coin, we're going to go through it and examine it on the microscope, put them up for auction. It's going to be a good time. I've got a bunch of other stuff as well. Don't lose sight of that. I've still got almost a full bag of $50 face value Barber half dollars. I only sold like 12 of them, I think, today. So I've got like 88 or whatever of those left. I've got 2 layers of silver rounds left. I've got the Libertads. I've also got Indian head scents. I've got Wheaties. I've got Buffaloes. I've got Mercuries. I've got Walking Liberties. I've got a little bit of something for everybody. So I appreciate you all. I will see you all again next week. And like I say, one last time, when it's bedtime tonight and you're ready to hit the sheets, and you need to, have something to knock you out pretty quick, put on one of my longer videos. Just let that sucker run. 5 minutes in, you'll be snoring and you won't know what hit you. I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one, guys. Wow. Well, there you go. Look at me. Smart ass. I will fucking take it.